Hello everyone. I had to do this video. With what's going on in the world, we have to take some action. The US, the government has announced for Donald Trump that he is no longer negotiating with Canada. And that's his prerogative. Trade is a big part of what we have with our US partners, and this has been attacked from day one since Trump came in, and that's his prerogative. We understand that, but how is that affecting us? Well, let me give you some numbers. We sell to the US $593 billion worth of goods annually. Compare that to the rest of the world combined, $268 billion. Now, in a meeting or a presentation to university students, our Prime Minister said that he's hoping to double that down the road. And even if we double that, that's $536 million. Not even as much as we sell to the US, and that includes our world sales. So instead of having $850 billion, we're only going to have $536 billion. That's still $350 billion less than what we have currently. So obviously those numbers don't make any sense. What makes sense is, what can we do here in Canada to help ourselves? Because we're trying to negotiate, that is not going very well. Never mind the good intentions. Good intentions and a token will get you on a bus. That's not enough. We need to do something. And what we need to do is create an environment of investment. We understand that 90% of our population is about 200 miles away from the US border. Now, if you're in business and you have the option to invest in Canada or the US, and the US has lower taxes, has lower employment, and has no tariffs, because if you're in the US, you can sell to the US market, and we have higher taxes, higher wages, and tariffs to deal with, where would you invest your money? I would invest where I could make a profit, where I could grow. And that's what's been happening the whole 9 months. Never mind what's going to happen tomorrow. We're losing all this investment now. They're leaving, and they're not going to come back once they do. So if we don't implement actions to create an environment of investment, we're going to lose all these people for good. Plus, our resources are what we have, and the world would be dying to have these kind of resources. And you know what? We don't have the ability to sell them to anywhere else but the US. We need pipelines, we need rail lines, we need access to refineries so that we can develop these goods and sell them to other places. That's not even been started. There's not one nail going into the ground or one pipeline being built. Why? That's what we have control of. That's what can help us. That hasn't happened. Our government is not supporting anything going forward to help our environment, of our economy, and our people. We're headed for a brick wall. The amount of job losses currently is huge. The ones that are coming down the pipeline is even more. Companies are reacting to what's been going on. There's instability in Canada and there's stability in the US. They're moving that way, and that's hurting us. We're heading for a brick wall. I'm not happy about this. It concerns me. It should concern you. If we don't do something soon, we're going to be in big, big trouble. You think we're in trouble now? We're going to hit a brick wall, and you're going to be part of that impact. I don't want it to happen to you. Let's do something about it.